And this how-to segment is bringing greater awareness to the whole aspect of all that you are as a multidimensional, divine, living light being, so that you may create awareness in all that you are. And when those stirrings and those emotions of deep felt concern or anxiety or fear or loneliness or trepidation, whatever word we define it as, when you stand in front of the mirror in all your glory, scars and all, cellulite and all, injuries and all, how do you represent thyself as sacred? How do you commune with thyself as being sacred and honorable, with thy temple that carries your spirit, and with spirit that carries your temple? And is there union that can be healed in this time of resurrection? When we are healing all of the stories of the human history, the human story, and the persecutions and the crucifixions and the prophecies that have been made, and these times are very, very profound, for us to awaken in any given moment to the depth of all that we are as spirit and understand that there's something far deeper and far more grand going on here, dear lighted ones. When you tap into the expansiveness of who you are as a physical human, expanding into an illuminated being that can expand into the cosmos in any way if you so desire. But what stories underline the process of the shaman that has had to walk this journey? We've had many lifetimes of death. We've had many lifetimes of injury. We've had many lifetimes of pain and joy and celebration. But when those triggers arise, how may the shaman, how may the master seek within to understand that a master walks in whole of all that you are as oneness, swims over you, and love touches every cell within your body. For it is the essence of God that allows you to understand that you are building the bridge to a new life and a rebirth that allows you acceptance and forgiveness and unconditional love for every inch that you experience as you. Every inch. Not just the aspects where you find beautiful or tolerable. Every inch of the vessel that carries you and that you carry it in every way to create union and rebirth in unconditional love. For that is the bridge we are building. And that Gaia has birthed and is birthing for us, the human collective that so chooses to move along in this journey of a collective shaman, if you will, to expand into a cosmos that sees us in a very different way. The colors that we emit today are new. The frequencies that we emit today are new, never been emitted before in human form. The paradigm, the cycle, this rebirth is new. How you view your body, how you view your physical vessel, how it reflects to you the beauty and the pains that Gaia shows you and that are brought to you as the symbols for you to decipher and discern how deep your relationship goes. How infinite the lifetimes are between you and our planet. So utterly profound. The energies that are spiraling for the human, this moment of now, being gifted from the higher frequencies of all that we are, in the teams as we gather and collect every week, the etheric chambers buzz and hum, with the energies of your teams, so that we can be brought anew every time, with every breath. For every breath is the gift from God for us to see who we are in new form. This is very key, dear lighted ones, for the stories that we have all had in human form are being made right with every moment that we seek within the unconditional love of all that we are in our whole form. And we create the right, we smooth out the stories, we create new threads of potential for the human collective to glorify those that have had their stories cut short because of the density and the fear that we walked within. And as the vessel is touched by the light of God, by the light of Source, by the light of all that we are as one another, communing as a collective family, to know that as the hand reaches out for each and every one of us, so too is it your physical aspect reaching out for the higher aspect of you to say, bring me along. We are one in this way. And the vessel is aching for your communion, your acknowledgement, your acceptance. And how may you create a new union with your vessel, a new union with Gaia, a new union with the bridge that allows us to reach into new ground, new cosmic playgrounds, new cosmic oneness with other forms, with other vessels, with other representations of Source. And the role that I have come here with in this particular lifetime is to bridge consciousness for humanity in such a way that we awaken in every time we gather, so that you may know that consciousness exists in an infinite number of forms and frequencies than we can ever imagine. That's how beautiful this ride is, for the human to awaken to the infinite ways that love exists, for us to experience new aspects of love and light and divinehood and benevolence of all that is. And how blessed are we? The how-to of this evening's episode, dear lighted ones, is that you allow yourself deep reflection and thought and deep reflective love for a grander understanding, for a richness that you have never felt before on how truly blessed you are in physical form. And in as many ways as your body has allowed you to hear the calls for help. Pay attention to me, pay attention to me. Allow me to come on this ride with you. For we have had a lifetime together, have we not? I have allowed you to sleep, I have allowed you to run and play, I've allowed you to climb. I've allowed you to write stories and paint. Create a sacred union with me. For I desire spirit as you. We've allowed ourselves to contract together, have we not? The vessel to the spirit and the spirit to the vessel. You agreed upon this vessel before you were born. You designed every attribute of all that I carry you. We are sacred in every way. I am a representation of that which, planetary aspect, that moves about the galaxy to hold you and carry you and comfort you and feed you. Hear my call. Allow this oneness to be created in this moment of now, so that we may transform and transmute every cell, every aspect of all that we are in human form, and glorify the human form in every way. And we create every right. New stories begin, resurrections begin, into new human form that is loved in every way by each and every one of us in a new way. When we dig deep within and know that there is always union to be felt, to be seen, to be touched and known. The stirrings of Source is within us all. And your body aches for your acknowledgement. Gaia aches for your acknowledgement, dear lighted ones. How may we swim through this together, in love and in light. There is union in all things. And so it is. Lovely energies swirling about the universe this evening to bring me to a deeper understanding and deeper knowingness of who I am as a physical being, as we're moving through these emotional energies of the new moon, allowing us to tap into more of who we are as physical beings in a spirited awareness, in an awakened awareness, to becoming more of who we are as multidimensional living light beings, expanding in our own spirithood, in our own divinehood, as we touch into more refined aspects of our godly aspects, our essence, in all ways, not just in our spiritual work, not just in our spiritual healing, but the God essence in all things, the physical vessel and our representation of who we are as spirit, and what we emit through the physical vessel, how we experience life through the physical vessel, how spirit is moving through with our permission as a divine sovereign being of light to be expressed as spirit, walking as spirit. And we create these aspects of knowing, we create these aspects of intention and union and sacred communion with all that we do, or not. And the relationship will show itself to you and reflect to you in every way where you resonate, as that's just energy. Always has been, except now it's more surreal, it's visceral, it's tangible. We sense it in every way. Those that listen to these shows, those that connect and commune in our monthly classes, those that connect and commune in the live events, those are the ones that sense and know. There's something far grander moving than we've ever been told or taught or shown. And we tantalize with these topics and with these essences of ideas and concepts because there's an aspect of you that understands and knows and gets it. And it spirals and swirls within your state of being until something clicks and triggers and something surfaces for you to acknowledge and love and embrace and make it whole again. That's how you illuminate all that you are. You transform and transmute. Create union, communion, sacred wholeness in all things. You are a master. And I was triggered by these energies today, for I was understanding some of the energies about the new moon, and there was a planet within our galaxy that was brought to my attention today. And the planet is called Sedna, S-E-D-N-A. And if you'd like to do some Google and read some stories about Sedna, it allows you to see how the collective consciousness is changing and altering in every moment. We've talked about this for quite some time. As we move as a collective into higher frequencies, we will allow ourselves to let go of how we define our socioeconomic, our scientific. Every aspect of our reality will begin to change in how we choose to define it or not. And Sedna as a planet, it's very, very small. It's it's the farthest planet. It outreaches Pluto. It's about 3/4 of the size of Pluto. And it was discovered, I think, in 2003. It's a fairly new planet that has been discovered. And those in the know and those in the awareness, don't really understand how it could be where it is. It's now being brought into the fold, and it's never really had any consensus between the majority as to what truly defines a planet. And everybody has their opinion, but it can't be really agreed upon, and that's okay. We're heading in the right direction when we can move through these ideas, allowing us to discover and unveil, because of the consciousness heightening that we move within as a collective, to say, hey, let's bring in a new planet. We don't need to define it in any way. The story that makes this so unique is Sedna was the first planet to be given an Inuit archetype, an Inuit story, an Inuit myth. First one. Most are based within the Greco-Roman mythology. So I allow you, for those that feel triggered and aligned, to look into the Sedna planet and what is the myth behind this, and see if anything triggers you about who you are as a physical human being moving through these transformative times and these frequencies of this new moon. Because there's things far deeper that are moving that will allow you to get in touch with a physical aspect of all that you are, healing the pains and the woes of things that we may have suppressed at a very deep level. This is the goddess, the Inuit goddess, that brought herself, created a life aspect, and then moved into very dark and death aspects, and then resurrected back to life again. The idea and the symbolism from the planet being the farthest away within our galaxy all of a sudden unveiling itself for us to discover. The consciousness being so ripe for us to say we are so ready to love, bringing something new and profound that we might not know how to define. So cold and vast, way out there, taking 10,500 years to create its orbit around the sun. Very slow. And yet there it is. And how it's aligned in each individual to create resurrection if you so desire, into heightened awareness, into heightened consciousness to respect all aspects of life, in thyself, in all that appears separate and outside is within. And how may we move between the new galaxy understandings, the cosmic bedding that we swim within, and bring it into love and make whole. And we warm the very oceans that this myth takes place within.